BrewTube, DJs here, back at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. You see what's in front of us, guys. We got a big-ass growler. And what's in this growler? We've got Anderson Valley Brewing Company out of Boonville, California, which is right above Santa Rosa, US of A, yay, yay. And we've got their Anderson Valley Wild Turkey Bourbon Barrel Stout. That's a mouthful. It's a bourbon barrel aged stout. It's a rotating serving as far as I can tell, and it's 6.9% ABV and 14 IBUs. Now the IBU level on this beer isn't anything remarkable or odd, but 6.9%, that's interesting, because usually when you're going after a growler of bourbon barrel aged stout, you're getting crunked. But this is sort of a session level, 6.9%. Now, this beer, did a bit of, I guess research on it. It's aged in for 3 months in Wild Turkey barrels, and they use Wild Turkey barrels exclusively at excuse me, at Anderson Valley. They've got some partnership with them that they talk all up. Hey, we're only using that. Now, Wild Turkey's not my favorite bourbon. It's a blended bourbon. I prefer straight bourbon myself, or small batch bourbon, but it is pretty decent. It's as a bourbon, Wild Turkeys, what they do is they brew it actually to lower proof, but they put less alcohol in it, so it's like an 81 proof spirit or something like that, so 40-some% ABV. So anyways, if you look at the recipe for this beer, which is 2 kinds of hops, Columbus and Northern Brewer, and then 6 different kinds of malts, 2 Row, Crystal, roasted barley, oats, I think Munich and chocolate, something like that if memory serves. And that recipe is pretty much identical to their Barney Flats Oatmeal Stout from Anderson Valley. And I really enjoyed that beer. It has a nice mouthfeel. It's a nice chocolatey sort of stout. So it sounds to me like they took that beer, they maybe bumped the ABV a little bit, and then when they put it into the barrel, you always get a little bit of ABV pickup in there by, from the actually bourbon going into the beer by that melding. So, excuse me. I got this beer for my birthday. I got a birthday card from the wifey and kids. Thanks a million, guys. I appreciate this. Daddy liked beer. And went to go see my buddies at Fish Paws to see what beer I wanted to get, and they had this, in the growler fill section. Now you can get this beer in commercial bottles. However, in this area, the distribution's pretty weak. So, anyways, without further ado, we're gonna get this growler open, get it in the glass, and see what's going down. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice hiss off the top. I love these small 32-ounce growlers, man. They're great. I know I say that in my videos. Oh, it's pouring nice. I don't know if it's black, but it's really dark brown. Sometimes with this bottle, you got to get a little aggressive to get some head on it. There we go. Yeah. All right. Put our growler inside. Let that chill a second and cap it off. Nice. Okay. So, here we go. That's a really dark beer. There might be a little bit of red coming through. Looks a lot like Barney Flats, like I can remember. We got a really dark chocolatey head. That's coming, I guess, from the roast level and the malts, definitely. The top is a little bit sudsy, bubbly, kind of soap sudsy, but around the edges it's really tight. If we measure it up, we got about 1.5 fingers of head in there. When I swirl it, getting some clingy glass lacing, grabbing up to the top, and a little bit of alcohol legs on there. So that's some cool stuff. So let's see what 3 months in these Wild Turkey barrels did for this stout. You got some bourbon up front, like bourbon and bourbon sweetness. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak, a little bit of char. So you're getting your barrel character in there. And then in the background I'm getting chocolate, some coffee, and some caramel as well. It's a nice smelling beer. The stout aroma in this is as big as the barrel aroma, and usually in a lot of these bourbon barrel aged stouts it's a lot bigger, so as in the bourbon character. So we've settled down to about 1 finger here. Let's swirl a little more and get a little more nose. Yep. And then the trailing end, now that I've let the head die down, I'm getting some coffee in the aroma. So smells like a stout with some bourbon in it. Let's see what we got on the taste. Wow. Wow. That is a really cool beer. You're getting the bourbon character in there. It's not huge, and it hasn't overtaken the base beer. It's a nice caramel, vanilla, bourbon, wood sort of blending in there. And then because it's based on an oatmeal stout, it's got a really nice mouthfeel. It's not a huge mouthful. I'd say it's like medium full. It's not a full mouthfeel. It is pretty coating. I had this out of the fridge for a bit. It's about 50 degrees now when I'm drinking it. Man, what a tasty beer. Getting some nice glass lacing on there, as you can see already. Wow. My glass is all fogged up because it's a little humid down here in the basement today, but man, that's a really tasty beer. You're getting chocolate, caramel, coffee, all those things that you're getting maybe out of that oatmeal stout, and then the bourbon's coming in, and it's a lot more subtle, and it's an easy drinking beer. And one cool thing about it, I know I'm drinking this, and it's not gonna be my destroyer tonight. You know, this is gonna be a tasty brew that I can drink on for a while and enjoy, and I kind of like that concept. It's a tasty beer. It's not like if you're thinking Bourbon County Stout or KBS or one of those, it's not going to be that mind blower, but it is really well put together, and it has good bourbon flavor to it as well. Wow. I keep going back to it, and that's telling me that I'm liking it, because I keep coming back and I keep taking another taste. So it's even got some layers of flavor that aren't maybe as pronounced as, you know, your bigger bourbon barrel aged beers, but man, it's a really nice beer. I'm glad I picked it up. Thanks again, James, at Fishballs, for putting this on the growler selection. That's awesome. So, what do the other guys think about this grade-wise? We got to put a number on this, don't we? Rate Beer's given this year-round / rotating serving a 96, and Beer Advocate's given it an 85. I think 96 is a little high. It's a really good beer. An 85 is a little low. I'm going to give it an A-. I'm going to give it like a 92. It might grow on me more as it warms and everything, but for what it is, it's a really good beer. I would buy this again. I'm glad I got a growler of it, because it's going to be nice to enjoy tonight over the evening. And yeah, it's a really tasty beer that's worth having. And if you see it, I'd pick it up. And when you drink it for what it is. It's a sessionable bourbon barrel aged stout. So that's my word on it for today, guys. And you got to do something really important for me. You got to think globally. You got to drink locally. You know what? If you're from Boonville, California, and you're drinking this, damn, you're drinking locally. Yeah, that's right. I'm not from there. I'm from Maryland. But anyways, I'm in my basement, so that's local enough for me. You got to support the craft beer movement. Help guys like Anderson Valley keep growing so they can put out more cool beers like this one, that we can have a sessionable bourbon barrel aged stout. Who would have thunk? I'm used to some 12 and 15% Leviathans kicking my ass after 12 ounces. Yeah. Anyways, thanks a million for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And until the next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing left for you but a big peace out.